Yo, this is your boy Ringo back again with a new video. Ringo TV Raw. Another day at the office. Today's video is pretty much, it's one of them videos where you have to really think and consider the kind of world we live in where people will mislead and deceive people just for a profit. Anyone who know me on YouTube, you know I've been exposing people for a long time for fraud, for misleading people, and so forth. And I made a video where I was talking about an issue with someone who claimed they sell the world's fastest scooter. It goes by the name Dualped. And I made my viewers understand that everything this guy get is from Alibaba, right? Now, it's now coming out that this particular guy, he's very nervous at this point because I've been sharing a lot of truth in my video, and in the comments I've been really digging deep into this mystery. Now it's coming out based on his own words that they are the one who supply all of the sellers on Alibaba. This is funny as hell. Yo, the more the story goes on, the more it gets interesting. But I want all of you to sit back and listen to this particular video, because what I'm going to share is some very disturbing information about this particular seller named Dualped on YouTube. He is misleading you. I personally know that. No matter what he do, he's a fraud. That is a fact, and I know that. I'm not going to get this person to just get away with scamming you people. It's just not going to go down like that. I'm on the case. I'm really out here in the trenches looking into this matter. And what I'm uncovering based on all my information that I've found is that this particular user is using a lot of sneaky tactics to convince the public that he is a manufacturer. He's trying to convince the public that he owns a factory. He's trying to convince the public that his scooter is something that's unique and different. All of that we're going to get into. Let me bring you up to speed with exactly what the point of my content is about, because I don't need no one to misconstrue what I say or twist anything I say into something that it's not. What my point and purpose for making these videos is about is to let you know, the viewer, that there is an easy way for you to buy scooters if you want scooters. You can go to Alibaba and you can purchase them. When I noticed the Dualped guy's video, I recognized right away that he's getting his scooter from Alibaba. I know that because I own scooters that I purchased from Alibaba. And many other people who view his video know the same thing. It's just that so happened I'm very outspoken and I was able to make a video about the matter. My point was to let you know that you can get it cheaper on this particular website. This particular YouTuber don't like that, because that means money is coming out of his pocket. And the last thing he want to know, or last thing he want to see, is the fact that I'm directing people to Alibaba, where the very same scooter that he sell under the name Dualped is clearly being sold on Alibaba for anybody to buy. And that is bothering him. So what he's trying to do is twist up the narrative into something else and change the narrative into something totally different. When I started exposing the lies of Dualped, right? He first came out with that so-called Scorpion scooter, talking about it's coming soon. And when he said it's coming soon, I immediately exposed the fact that he's getting it from Alibaba. Most of you never seen that because he deleted all my comments, right? And then a few weeks to a month or so later, he started talking all this talk about priority motors, right? Prioritize motors, or whatever the hell he was talking about, to try to make it seem like he's doing something that's unique and different. Now, let me make something clear about these motors. Dualped don't manufacture motors. Motors come from manufacturers who design and make motors, right? Anybody can buy scooters from Alibaba, right? And get their name branded on the scooter, which comes at an extra cost. In other words, I can purchase a scooter from Alibaba and say, look, I want to purchase 100 of these scooters, but I want my name branded. So make me an acrylic board, make me a deck, and put this fancy name on it. That way it can represent my brand. Anybody can do that. So just because you see a video with something saying Dualped, it doesn't mean that he owns a factory. It means that he's using the factory to get the product produced the way he want it to be produced, which is more or less to make it stand out like it's unique, when in fact, it's a basic design that anybody can use. For example, back in the day, I used to sell shoes, right? I used to buy my shoes from wholesalers. When I was buying them, I had the option of having a brand name imprinted on the shoe so that it can appear unique. You understand my point? So that's all he's actually doing. So he can get new motors. Anybody can do that. My video is not about motors or who is using priority motors. I don't even know what the hell that is. It makes no damn sense, because at the end of the day, all of these scooters go the very same exact speed. When you really think about it, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm going to be real with you, the average dual motor scooter from 2400 watts on up to 5600 watts, all of them go up to 40 miles per hour, up to 50 miles per hour. Do you understand me? That is a fact. That's the truth. And if it goes any faster, it's because you're on a downhill slope. Don't be deceived, people. A lot of videos that you see is very misleading. Listen, I can make a video, right? And I can make it appear as if though I'm going 60 miles per hour. And you'll believe it. You know why? Because if you don't have no understanding of science, if you don't have no understanding of the different road conditions, you will be led to believe that my scooter can go 60 miles per hour. No. Is it going 60 miles per hour uphill? No. Is it going 60 miles per hour on a straightaway? Nope. But it will go 60 miles per hour on a downhill slope. These are things you have to understand as viewers. Now, what I want to get to in this video is the fact that he made a response video, because as you all know, when I make videos, I get under the skin of these frauds. Now, keep in mind, my video was made very respectfully, and it was very thorough, and it had a lot of research behind it that would make anybody be convinced of the facts. Now, what I want to share is the fact that this Dualped guy made a video that is supposed to show people that he have a factory or something like that. He made a video where he want you to believe that he owns a factory. Why? Because in my comment section, he came in there to defend his so-called brand, claiming that I'm misleading people and so forth. Now, let me break down something to make you all understand something. If I was just on YouTube talking crap and I was just pure nonsense, why would this guy even care? If I was just speaking out of my behind and nothing makes any sense, why would he even care? Why would he even entertain or waste his time worrying about what I had to say? It's because I'm speaking the truth. And it's something a lot of you must understand. He came into the comment section sharing a whole bunch of crap, right? And I pretty much refuted everything he said. And it bothers him that I'm so damn smart. You see, as a consumer, I'm very smart, very intelligent. I understand the laws, I understand what's going on, and I understand Alibaba. And I can tell when someone is a fraud. So he made a video titled "Closer Look at My Dualped Factory, December 6, 2018 and Scorpion Update." Now, he made that video right after I roasted him in the comment section, pretty much exposing the fact that he's a fraud. So he made the Asian people at Alibaba put together a video so that it can appear as if though he have a factory. Could you believe the level of nonsense? Now, let me explain something about factories. The Dualped guy don't own no factory in China. That is a fact. Do you understand me? When I asked the Dualped guy to provide facts that he owned a factory, you know how you do that? With documentation, not fabricated nonsense that you put together. I should be able to Google your company. If you own a factory, because in the video that he made, they call it the Dualped factory. If it's a Dualped factory, there should be a factory that is listed that I can literally go look it up. I can see who is the chief executive officer. I can see who are their employees, the staff. I can see how many staff the company employ. Listen, when you have a factory that manufactures a scooter, there aren't 10 people working there. You have to have at least 100 to 200 people working. You're not fooling me, Mr. Dualped. You're not. I'm smart, and I'm smarter than you. This is why I make videos, to expose frauds, to teach the people that you're lying to them. You don't own no factory. The Asian guy that was in the video barely know who you are. He don't even know you. I can tell he don't know you. He said you're partners. He said that you own 60% and he owned 40%. That makes no damn sense. Because if you are the owner, if it's your factory, why would they have 40%? Then that mean you don't own nothing. Let me tell you what the real deal is here, ladies and gentlemen. The factory, they are the ones putting together the scooter to the liking or doing the customizations that the Dualped guy want. You as a consumer can work with any factory in developing a product. For example, if I have a particular shirt that I want designed, and there is a factory that prints shirts, I can contact the factory and work with the factory so that they can produce my shirt the way I want it, in mass production, in bulk. And in doing so, I can start a business selling shirts and work with the manufacturers so that they can continue to produce my shirts for me. It's just like Nike when they produce and manufacture Jordan shoes. The factories are doing these things. They are working with Nike, and that is how business get done. Anyone can work with the factory. So when the Asian guy says he and the Dualped guy and him own this and that, and they doing this and all this other stuff, please note that the Asian guy is going to say whatever needs to be said, because at the end of the day, they want the US dollar. That's business. Do you understand me? Because if they are, in fact, a Dualped factory, Dualped would be a household name. Not only that, you'll be able to Google it. You'll be able to Google it in the business world and find out that there is, in fact, a company or a business for Dualped where they manufacture these particular products in China. But it's no such thing. Why? Because what's really going on is that he's using the factory to manufacture his products. But what's even more alarming is that in his video, he said some very disturbing things. He made the claim that he is the one supplying everyone on Alibaba with their scooters. Yo, I mean, could it get any worse than that? He's basically saying that he's the one who supply the seller on Alibaba the scooter that I showed all of you guys. Remember I showed y'all the scooter of the Scorpion that he's selling? He's saying that he's the one who supplied them. So basically what we have is the fact that he is claiming that he is the one giving them scooters. But if you pay very close attention to his video, the Asian man said in that video that on Alibaba, they supply these particular sellers with a cheaper version of the Scorpion, right? And that they promote it as 3,200 watts, but really it's actually 800 watts. 800 watts, which is a poor version. So you mean to tell me Mr. Dualped, that your so-called factory is supplying people on Alibaba with scooters that are listed as 3,000 watts, but yet you're telling us in the public that really those scooters are really 800 watts and very poor quality? Why would you sell people on Alibaba and supply them with scooters that are very poor while it being advertised as 3,200 watts? That's terrible business practices. And this is what I want you people in the public to see. This is what I want you to know. Because if he can tell you from the mouth of that Asian man that they are supplying the sellers on Alibaba, then it proves my entire argument that he is in fact getting his scooters from Alibaba. Don't believe the fact about him selling them, because he's not selling anything. Make sure you go to his page and view the video before he take it down, because the video is clear evidence that Dualped is very, very wicked in their business practices. The Asian guy came in and said that they are the ones who supply the people on Alibaba and AliExpress with scooters that are very poor in quality, with poor batteries, with poor controllers, and with basically false advertisement. Because he said on Alibaba is listed as 3,200 watts, but really it's 800 watts. That's what he wants you to believe. So now, if that is the truth, that would mean that the Dualped company is selling scooters to the wholesalers on Alibaba, which is not really 3,200 watts, but rather a poorly made 800 watt scooter. Let me be the first to tell you that everything they had to say is bullshit. You understand? You can go to Alibaba and buy anything you want, and you're going to get scooters that are good quality, but at the same time, all of these particular scooters come with issues. What he's trying to do, if I can give you the wisdom and the science behind it, he's trying to discourage you from buying anything from Alibaba in hopes that you'll go to him. Because here's the thing. If they're the ones supplying all the sellers on Alibaba cheap, poorly scooters, why would he be concerned with you buying the scooters from them? Why would he? They're going to be making money regardless, right? See, the truth of the matter is they don't supply anything. It's all bullshit. And this is what you have to learn about frauds. Frauds will tell you anything to make $1 because all they care about is money. Do you understand me? They want you to believe that anything you buy from Alibaba is trash. Do you know you can buy a Dualtron Thunder from AliExpress? Did you know that? Now, they want you to believe that everything on Alibaba is cheap, poor, destructive. No, because at no time in my video did I mention or make it seem as if though buying anything from Alibaba is cheap, terrible, or destructive, because all the scooters I own, I bought from Alibaba. What I mentioned in my video is the fact that when you buy from Alibaba, you're buying from overseas, which means there is a potential for damage. Being that these scooters are manufactured in bulk, chances are you may get a defective motor or a defective controller, and getting a replacement is going to be very difficult because you would have to wait at least a month or more for them to ship the product out to you. So, with that being said, the scooter that I told you guys to go and buy, if you wanted to buy that so-called Scorpion scooter, you can go get it right on Alibaba. Now, whether it come with the so-called same motors that he was using or whatever the case is, it doesn't really matter. The point is, it's your choice. If you want a scooter that have 5,000 watts, you don't have to order no gold looking scooter from Alibaba. They got other scooters that are 5,600 watts. But what I'm trying to make you people understand is watts don't mean shit. At the end of the day, you're not gonna go any faster. Listen, let me break this down for you. Watts. What does watts represent? Power. What does power represents? Torque. So what exactly are you getting when you get a 5,000 watt scooter? Does that mean you're going to go faster? No. That means you get more power, which means you get more torque, which means you hit top speeds faster. It doesn't mean your scooter goes faster. It means you hit top speeds faster. It means you climb hills faster. It means you able to accelerate faster. Just like a Lamborghini can hit 0 to 60 in a certain amount of seconds. Well, that's what I'm talking about. If you have a scooter that don't have a lot of wattage, it don't hit top speed that fast. It takes a while for it to hit that speed, but eventually it will hit top speed. And for most scooters, if you do a little enhancements inside of the control box with the wires, you can literally cut off the limiter that causes the scooter to limit itself in speed. All of these things are true. It's just like when you buy a Dualtron Thunder. It has a limiter in it or something like that that limits it to about 20 kilometers an hour. And if you unplug a certain thing inside, it literally maxes out the scooter where it goes beyond its speed. All of these are facts. Anybody with a Dualtron Thunder knows what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So what I want you all to get out of this particular video is the fact that the Dualtron guy is in fact a fraud and he's lying to you. Now, let me go to his site. I want to read something for you because under his video, he wrote a whole bunch of misleading information and I want to share it with you and break it down as I go. In the description area under his video titled Closer Look at My Dualped Factory, he called it his Dualped Factory, but there is no factory on record anywhere in the world called Dualped Factory. None. It don't exist. This man is a fraud. Look what he said. He said, a closer look at my factory in China and how far along we are with the Dualped Scorpion Plus. For all the naysayers on social media, we supply companies that sell on Alibaba, AliExpress, and so many other companies that you see advertised. So basically he's saying they supply all the companies on Alibaba, right? But yet, with all the companies he supplying on Alibaba, right? He want you to believe that now. He wasn't talking like that before. Before, he wasn't talking about Alibaba. Before, he wasn't talking about AliExpress. None of these words were in his mouth, but because I talked about it in my video, because I talked about it in my comments, now he want to act like he's the supplier of all of these companies. People, that's a lie. Let me tell you something. On Alibaba, you have manufacturers, right? Who literally produce the very same kinds of scooters. Multiple manufacturers are all in China producing these very same scooters. But yet the Dualped guy is saying that he's the one who supply AliExpress. He's the one who supply all these other companies. Really? That's a damn lie. Now, he went on to say some misleading, falsified information from other YouTubers and social media trolls. They claim we're not manufacturers and that we buy our products from companies like Alibaba, etc., and resell them to you, laughing out loud, which is quite the contrary. First of all, the Dualped guy is not a manufacturer. You understand? Throughout all his videos, if you go to his videos and you listen to him, he keeps saying we are working with the manufacturers. He don't talk about him. He says we're working with the manufacturers. Then he twisted around and he says, well, I'm the manufacturer. So which one is it? This is what the Dualped guy said. Listen to this nonsense. Some misleading, falsified information from other YouTubers and social media trolls. They claim we're not manufacturers and that we buy our products from companies like Alibaba, etc., and resell them to you, laughing out loud, which is quite the contrary. We actually make and supply companies that sell on Alibaba our products. Alibaba is not a manufacturer. They are just a website like eBay or Amazon, etc., where people can go to advertise and sell their products. 99% of the companies that sell on Alibaba are not manufacturers, they are resellers, trade companies. Manufacturers do not sell direct to companies. If they did, they would bite the hand that feed them. I mean, think about it for a second. Why would you undercut a distributor who buys in quantity from you by going direct to the consumer to sell your product? That doesn't make any sense. It's like saying GM or Ford would sell to you directly and bypass the distributors that paid millions of dollars to have dealerships. Now, let's look at this for a second. He said the people on Alibaba are just resellers and so forth, right? What you have to understand is the people on Alibaba are manufacturers, resellers, wholesalers, and more. This Dualped guy don't know shit about how China runs businesses. You understand? China is like a global market of factories. Pretty much everything you see manufactured in terms of electronics and so forth, clothing, sneakers, different company brands, is all being manufactured in China. Pretty much everything you see has a made in China tag. You know why? Mostly all the factories are over there. A lot of people in the United States use China to mass produce a lot of stuff they sell over here. What the Dualped guy is not telling you is that he's a fraud. The truth of the matter is he want to make himself seem like he's a big shot that really have no website that identify any company in China that he own. This is something you all need to understand. Listen, if this Dualped guy is the one who's mass producing all these scooters and selling to all these guys on Alibaba, why is he struggling to sell these scooters? Why is he struggling to make his name popular? Why is he struggling? I mean, if you're doing all of this and making all this money, shouldn't you have a factory in Canada? I mean, like, really? Why would you come on public and have an Asian guy speak for you? Why isn't the Dualped guy in the factory? Why isn't he over there? Who is the real owner? Because we don't have those facts. You see, anybody could go to a factory. Anybody can make a video. Anybody can have a seller say, yeah, Chris is my partner. He's this, he's that. Yeah, we own a factory. He gets 60%, I get 40%. Who would tell you these numbers? Nobody would tell you that. According to the Dualped guy, he said he owned a factory, his factory. Well, if the Asian man said he have 40%, then it's not your factory. Do you understand my point? The truth of the matter is there is no ownership of no factory by the Dualped guy. He is literally working with the factory to have them mass produce a particular scooter that he's trying to sell with his branding on it. That's what he's trying to sell. It's just that simple. People need to understand the real issues here. Now, he went on to say, the reason you see low prices on those sites is because those trade companies need to advertise the lowest possible price, so they want something for nothing. Therefore, we make these products for them with the lowest quality components, period. Now, notice what he just told you. He wants you to believe that he's the supplier to these particular companies on Alibaba. But he just told you that because of this, they are literally giving Alibaba very low, poor quality stuff, right? But yet, the very same Dualped guy allow them to sell these particular products, right, at wholesale prices, low prices, right, to you while misleading you to make you think you're getting 3,200 watts. Because in his video, he said that the scooter is not really 3,200 watts, it's really 800 watts. So basically, they're misleading people on Alibaba, according to the Dualped guy. And that's if they are, in fact, supplying them, which is bullshit. I know they're not. Because there is no way you could be supplying all them scooters to everybody on Alibaba in such a small little factory. And if you look at the room that they're in, that's not a factory. That's not even an assembly line. Do you understand? A factory, you see the scooters moving on an assembly line where the products are being moved, put together. You see the lasers, you see the machinery, you see all the stuff building. That literally is people putting together something that was already built. Do you understand me? And if there is, in fact, a factory that manufactures it, then the scooters would not be lined up on top of each other the way they are. That is where people assemble something, hand assemble, which means the scooters are coming to a particular place where they put them together. You understand? There's different. You have to understand the difference between manufacturing. You have to understand the difference between a factory. You have to understand what a distributor is. You have to understand what a wholesaler is. Don't get confused by none of these big words, because it's not that complicated to understand. My point and purpose in making these videos is to do one thing: make you, the buyer, smarter so that you can go out there and buy a scooter at an affordable price. That's it. The Dualped guy is making this very complicated. He's doing a lot of damage control because he recognized that I exposed him already. I exposed the fact that he's a fraud, and anybody that's willing to buy anything from him is just plain stupid. Because for $2,500 or more, you can go buy yourself a Dualtron Thunder. Why waste your time buying from somebody that don't know shit about the scooter market? Why waste your time buying something from someone who is misleading people with false information? Why? Spend your money wisely with a company with a reputable name, a name that has value and credibility, like Dualtron, like the REUPLOAD brand. These are reputable brands that produce scooters that are unique. Not no Dualped, which is a ripoff of the Dualtron name, which is a ripoff of the REUPLOAD name, even on that so-called Scorpion scooter, right? If you look at the side of it, where it has the so-called LED lighting, do you know that it's a plain copy of the REUPLOAD style scooter with the box that says REUPLOAD? I'm pretty sure the Dualped guy is going to put a little plate there that says Dualped, and you're going to see the name glowing like how the REUPLOAD designs is, like how they have the transparent acrylic that shows the lighting, and you can see the name. They're doing the very same thing, copying off of REUPLOAD, copying off of the Dualtron Thunder, where you can see the name Dualtron glowing. All of that is copying, nothing original. All of this proprietary motors is all bullshit. You understand? You can buy a 5600 watt scooter right from Alibaba, which is more powerful than anything that Dualped will give you. Don't believe all that bullshit about, oh, it's poor quality, it's cheap, it's this, it's that. Listen, you have to understand how advertisers do business. They'll shit on one company to make the profits come another way. What they want is the US dollar. That's what they want. So don't be fooled. The so-called Dualped, the original scooter that he sold, if you notice, he's not talking about that scooter. You know why? You can buy that scooter directly on Alibaba. Any one of you can go get it. And it has the same motor. It's not, listen, people, don't be fooled. People, I am telling you the truth. I have nothing to gain. He called me a hater. I don't have no scooter companies. I'm not in the business of selling scooters, so there's nothing for me to hate. You understand? In one of his comments, he was talking about how he owned a $3 million car and all this nonsense. I'm like, listen, man, what does owning cars have to do with the subject? Like, grow up and become a man. We're not talking about material gain here. We're talking about you being a fraud and misleading the people. That's what we're talking about. You understand? Stick to the topic. We're not talking about financial gain and what house you own and all this other stuff. We're dealing with real issues. And when people are frauds, they like to talk about what they own, their materials, and all this other non-trivial crap that have nothing to do with the subject matter. Now, he went on and he said that the reason you see low prices on those sites is because the trade companies need to advertise the lowest possible price, so they want something for nothing. Therefore, we make these products for them with the lowest quality components, period. There's usually many problems not long after. So basically, he's agreeing with the fact that his scooters will have more problems after. Because notice what he just said. He said they are supplying Alibaba with scooters that are poor quality, right? And he's admitting that those very same poor quality scooters will usually have many problems long after purchase. And on basic units, there is no warranty. So basically, everything that I shared in my video that said that the Dualped has no warranty is true. Because really, you get no warranty. If you buy a Dualped right now from that Dualped guy, right? And your scooter is having issues, I guarantee you he's going to have a problem with that. In one of his videos, he talked about how you would have to pay the return shipping. What company that sells a scooter at $2,500 or more is going to tell you you have to send it back at your cost when the scooter is faulty? That's bad business. That's Dualped for you. So what I'm trying to establish here is bad business practices. He said, based on the quote from his own site, he said that they provide products for these Alibaba companies with the lowest quality components, period. There's usually many problems not long after. Now, why would you want to buy a scooter from someone who will publicly tell you that they sell poor quality products to Alibaba for other people to sell to other people, knowing that it's going to break down after a short period of time? People, bad business. It's all red flags. So if he think that by making up a story that they sell directly to Alibaba people now, it just messed up their whole business now. Because now the people know that you are, in fact, wicked. Because there's no way I can be a company and deliberately sell poor quality scooters that I know is going to break down, knowing that that's going to be on my name. Not at all. Not at all. He went on to say you get Chinese low-end batteries that do not do the mileage they claim, have issues, short while after, and in most cases get stuck at customs because they are not UL 2272 certified. Motors are crap. The motor manufacturers rate them. I guess, let's say 3,200 watts unit. It is actually around 800 watts, but people get fooled all the time because they want to pay nothing. They also use poor quality controllers. Wait a minute. If they're using all these poor quality, aren't they getting it from you, Mr. Dualped? Do you see how stupid this guy is? Listen, if you read up, he said with his own mouth that these trade companies, that they are selling these scooters because look, let me go back. Let me backtrack. He said, we make these products for them with the lowest quality components, period. So now, we can all agree while listening that the Dualped guy suggests and said he is the one who supply Alibaba with all of these scooters, right? With all the components, all of the parts, and all of it is low quality, right? Now, he then went on to say you get Chinese low-end batteries that is not doing the mileage they claim. They have issues short while after, and in most cases get stuck at customs because it's not certified. Poor quality motors are crap. Now, if they're getting all of this, aren't they getting it from the Dualped guy? Do you see how in 1 minute he's dissing the Alibaba scooters, but yet in the same breath, he's the very same guy who's supplying Alibaba with all these scooters? That's what he wants you to believe, even though I don't believe that bullshit. I know he don't supply shit, but he wants you to believe that. Terrible acting skills. But for all intents and purposes, I hope you, the viewer, are paying close attention. Because what he really trying to do is make you fear buying on Alibaba and instead spend your money with him. And what you're really going to get is a poor quality scooter. That's what you're going to get. He have to hype up what he sell in order to make a profit, while making other companies look like they're selling trash. But at the same time, he just said he's the one supplying them with the trash. People, it don't get no worse than this. Now, he went on to say the motor manufacturers rate them, let's say 3,200 watts, right, unit, but it's actually 800 watts. So Mr. Dualped, you're telling me that you supply 800 watt motors to these people on Alibaba, but yet you allow them to rate them at 3,200 watts to sell to people, which is misleading, right? That's what you basically said. That's basically what he said, ladies and gentlemen. Now, let's move on. But people are fooled all the time. No, people are not fooled. You're deceiving them, Mr. Dualped. Because anything any seller on Alibaba is selling, if you claim you're the one supplying them, then it's not the Alibaba people that's misleading them. It's you. And this is something you don't understand. You made a terrible mistake by making all of these accusations and points on your channel. You made a terrible thing. Now you dug yourself into a big hole that you're not going to be able to get out of this one. Oh, no. Now, he said because they want to pay nothing, they also use poor quality controllers. Let me speak on controllers and batteries for a second. In his video, right, there was a little clip at the end where you saw somebody testing a battery. People, that very same battery that they showed you is the very same battery I got in my scooter. Very same battery. And guess what? That's not a Samsung cell battery. No, it's a regular Chinese-made battery. People, don't be foolish. I am giving you the truth about these issues. The very same battery that you see them testing is not no Samsung cell battery. It's not. Do you understand me? It's not. And when he told you that, oh, his Samsung batteries would cost you like $700 and $500, all of that is bullshit. All of that is bullshit. People, if these people are manufacturing stuff, they have contracts with these companies, which mean they get these things for pennies. 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 Don't believe the hype. It's just like when you pay $220 for a pair of Jordan shoes. Them shoes are made for $10. Do you understand? $10. They're not paying all them X amounts of hundreds of dollars for no damn battery. That's crazy. If it was $700 for the battery, $500 and something for a motor, then what real profit is they making for selling it for $2,500 and up? Nothing. Don't believe the hype, people. They are deceiving you. Don't be deceived. He said the controllers are poor quality and so on. With the high-end units that we sell, now he's promoting himself directly to you, these are not available from them, and components we use are top-end and priority. Our battery alone on the Scorpion costs $510, and on the Scorpion Plus $725, and we buy quantities of Samsung, right? Samsung batteries. Our motors are real 2,500 watt each and are made specifically for the Dualpeds with the help of the largest motor manufacturer in China. Now, if the largest motor manufacturer in China are the ones providing these motors, then Dualped don't manufacture shit. Do you understand my point, ladies and gentlemen? Which means any one of you can get any of these motors that they claim they getting. Any of you. You just have to know how to find them. Because if it's a manufacturer that's in China, then you can find the very same manufacturer and you can go to Alibaba. You can ask them, look, I want that gold scooter right there, but I want those scooters to come with these particular motors, and they will put the motors on for you. If you want your name brand on the scooter, they can put your name on it. If you want an acrylic board, they can put that in it. If you want a certain battery type, they can put that in it. Pretty much you can get what you pay for. It's just that simple. Don't be deceived. Now, he went on and he said, each are made specifically for the Dualpeds with the help of the largest motor manufacturer in China, with special tweaks to get the RPMs much higher. Special tweaks. All of that is bullshit. Anytime you hear companies talking about special tweaks, what tweaks? What tweaks? A controller connects to the battery and all that connects to the motor. It's simple plug and play. There is not no special tweaks. You understand? To get much higher torque, output torque. Let me tell you something. People, at 5,000 watts, you're going to get high torque automatically. Remember what I told you. Watts mean power. It doesn't mean speed. It means power, not speed. Torque doesn't mean faster. It means you have power to get up a hill, to accelerate quick, That doesn't mean you're going faster. All these scooters hit the very same top speed at the end of the day. At the end of the day. Now, he said much higher torque, much stronger. We also use the best controllers available today. The best controllers available today? What controllers? What controllers is the best controllers available today? You know, all of these talks that this guy make, it sound real nice. We use the best controllers today. We use the best motors today. Really? How do I know you use the best motors today? Where do I find the best motors today? Where? Because everybody claims to have the best motors today. You know, it don't make no sense. You don't see Dualtron Thunder claiming to have the best motors today. They just make a powerful scooter, and they make it well. They don't. Their name speaks for itself. It's just that simple. The scooter is reliable. Everything about it, its craftsmanship is just excellent. You understand? But this guy's keep pushing proprietary motors. Go, give me a break. You understand? Best controllers available today, with the most powerful delivering more than 45 amps. Really interesting. You don't get that with anything anywhere on Alibaba trades dealers. That you can find. Enough said. Now, with that being said, he said a little bit more. He said, we are now assembling our final version. We have several changes made. The tires, we are bumping up to 11 from 10. Listen, on Alibaba, the very same tires are 11 inches. You can get a 5600 watt scooter on Alibaba for around 12 to 1800 with the shipping, or even less. You understand? With the very same 11-inch tires. The same thing, people. With the same motors that he claimed are proprietary motors. You can get the same motors on Alibaba. The same motor. The same. Look on the screen. Do you see what you're seeing here? You see that motor that's on that scooter? That is that proprietary motor that the Dualped guy said is only exclusive to his so-called Scorpion and his so-called Dualped scooter. He's a liar. The power and wattage of this scooter here is 5,600 watts. 5,600 watts for this scooter. Do you see that? On Alibaba. Do you see that? This is a high-powered scooter that is more powerful than the so-called Dualped Scorpion. This scooter uses the proprietary motors. This scooter uses the same proprietary motors that the Dualped guy says is exclusive to his. Do you see the rims? Do you see the motors? Look closely. Do you see that? Now look at the image that's on the screen that was taken from his video screenshot. It's the same exact motor. With this particular hub motor, right? If you were to get a flat, they have screws that are in this section here, right? Not this screw here, not that. There are other screws up in here that you loose, and it's easy to take the rim, the motor apart so that you can literally fix your flat and remove the tire. Now, with the type of hub motor that I have to pry open the hub motor to take the wheel off with a tire iron. With these particular proprietary motors, you don't need to do all of that. You just loose out the bolts. It makes the rim separate, the hub separates from the motor, and you're able to take the tire off and service it at will. These are the proprietary motors right here on a scooter that you can purchase directly on Alibaba. Don't be fooled. I have a co-worker who owned this very same scooter. You understand? Unfortunately, he had an accident on his scooter because he hit a pothole with his scooter. I recall telling you that in my previous video. Nonetheless, his scooter was very powerful. You understand? And we both pretty much hit the same top speeds. His hone actually went a little more faster than mine. That's why in this video I said that these particular scooters will go about 40 miles per hour to about 50 miles per hour. That's it. You understand? And that's on a straightaway. On a downhill slope, these scooters will go faster because you're getting the downhill slope, which is giving you more momentum, which will increase the speed. But this scooter right here uses air shocks. Do you see the air suspension right there? So if you ever see this very same scooter on Dualped claiming this is the new Dualped, whatever, don't believe it. But what I want you all to know is that this scooter here is on Alibaba and it uses the very same proprietary motors. There are many more scooters on Alibaba that use the very same motors that the Dualped guy is claiming he is the exclusive one with them. He's not the exclusive one with anything. And if you notice, you can get different batteries. You have a 35 amp hour battery, OEM battery capacity, 5,600 watts. Do you understand, people? 5,600 watts. That's pretty dope. You understand? And to be quite frank, there are many more scooters that use the very same proprietary motors. I want to do a quick search so you can see. As you can see, I'm going to put in 5,600 watt scooter, right? And I'm going to see what comes up. I'm actually planning on buying this scooter right here, this blue one. So if you see anyone from Dualped claiming that this is their new scooter and so forth, it's all lies. All of these scooters here, all of these uses the proprietary motor. Do you see the wheelbase? Do you see the rim? If you notice, let me open this. I'm gonna try to open this in a new window. Let me wait for this thing to load here. All right. If you notice, as I zoom in, these screws that up in here where the mouse is pointing, if you loose out that screw, it will loose the motor from the rim. Do you understand? Now, this particular scooter here, you can get this scooter in 3,600 watts or you can get it in 5,000 watts. As you can see right here, they have different options that you can choose from. They're selling it as a 3,600 watts. Really, that's all you need. But you can go up to 5,600 watts. These are things that I want you to all understand. Notice what it says: maximum speed, 90 kilometers, 90 kilometers per hour, whatever the case is. You have a range of 60 to 120 kilometers. All of this is made in China. The brand name is TNE. This is a very nice looking scooter. To be quite frank, they got video of it. Very nice. I'm actually thinking about purchasing that one. It'll cost me, it says here, around 1,400 US. This uses the very same proprietary motors. It uses air shocks. They have air shocks. Some of them come with spring. It is what it is. My point in making you see this is to prove that all these scooters, if you look at this is another scooter here, 5,000 watt scooter, 5,000. I want you to see this because I want everyone to know that all of these scooters use the very same proprietary motors, right? I'm going to open the screen again. We're going to check this out. As you can see, there go the motor. That's the very same motor, ladies and gentlemen. I am not lying to you. I am not misleading you. I am giving you world-class information. Go to Alibaba and purchase your scooters. Don't listen to this guy talking about he's the supplier. He's not the supplier of anything. You understand? Alibaba is a marketplace where manufacturers, resellers, wholesalers, and distributors are able to sell to the market. And they're able to do business with people all over the world. And anyone can work with them. These scooters all come with the very same proprietary motors that this Dualped guy keep promoting as if though it's some special type of motor that you can only find on his that is superior to everything else. Please don't be deceived. Because right here, I'm clearly showing you what you're able to get. You get up to a 35 amp hour battery on these particular scooters. These have a fork suspension, as you can see. Although these are all China-made scooters, these scooters are very good quality. Very good quality. And again, you have to negotiate with your seller to make sure that you're getting the proper deal as it can be. But you have to negotiate. Check out this other one. This is a red one. So again, if you see the Dualped guy claiming that he's the designer of this, he's lying, because he's not. The brand is clearly FLJ. You understand? Place of origin, Guangdong, China, mainland. You understand? If you want to know about this particular company, as you can see, this is video of them in China demonstrating their scooter that they manufacture. You understand? Dualped don't manufacture none of these scooters and supply them for the people on Alibaba. Don't believe none of that bullshit. You understand? Don't believe it at all. These scooters are literal designs that multiple manufacturers are able to mass produce. And you can get them customized to your liking if you're planning on ordering in bulk. This is what he's doing by working with a particular seller. So don't believe the hype. Now, you can buy any 5,000 watt scooter on Alibaba. If you notice the prices, $1,300 up to $1,800 for a 5,600 watt scooter. 5,600 watts, 60 volt, proprietary motors, hydraulic brakes, all of that you can get directly from Alibaba. You be the judge. I don't have no time to play games lying and manipulating people. That's not how I get down. I'm showing you facts. So when the Dualped guy says that his motors are the highest quality, listen, it's all Alibaba motors. All the motors are made in China. Everything is coming out of China. I don't know why this guy trying to make it seem like everything that's on Alibaba is cheap and poor. He misconstrued what I was talking about in terms of things that are faulty, that break down, and he tried to run with that narrative to try to make it seem like everything on Alibaba is bad, but everything you buy from him is top quality. No. Everything he got right on Alibaba, and that's a fact. You could take that to the bank. So when he say the Scorpion is the only one with these motors, no, that's a damn lie. It's a lie. Don't be deceived, people. Don't be deceived. I'm not even going to read anymore. You can go to his site and you can read whatever you want. When he talks about having an acrylic board, listen, all of that stuff you can get made. It's simple. It's easy. This guy is so full of it. It's unbelievable. If anybody continually want to buy from this guy, buy at your own risk. To anybody else that want to buy a decent quality scooter, go to Alibaba, type in dual motor scooter, and make your choice. It's that simple. I already said in my first video, there are things you can upgrade when you buy these scooters. For example, when you buy a scooter, I recommend you upgrading the suspension. You can upgrade the suspension by buying quality suspension and install it yourself. If you're very handy, you can do that. You can get better quality tires. You can get a new handlebar to upgrade the handlebar. The handlebar that come with all of these scooters is trash. The handlebar that come with the so-called Scorpion that he's selling is trash, and he know it. So I recommend you change it because it's trash. And if you see him talk about, oh, we have our new proprietary handlebar, listen, he's getting it from me. You understand? Because the handlebar that come with all those scooters is trash. It's not going to work. You're not going to be able to go fast. The scooter's going to wobble. You're going to crash. These are facts. So with that said, I'm going to sign out. If you like my video, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. This is a public service announcement for all you people out there that want to buy scooters. Buying from Alibaba is perfectly safe. Do you hear me? I never downplayed Alibaba. Never. What I suggest is that you negotiate with your seller and you find out that you're getting the right kind of scooter. Get photos, get videos, and make sure that things are legit when you get your package. Open it up and check. For example, if your seller said they sent you a 32 amp hour battery or whatever the case is, open the scooter and find out if you in fact got that. Don't just take his word for it and assume you did. Because I'm going to tell you, the Dualped guy did a lot of projecting in his comments. A lot. If you go on his page, read the description under that video. He did a lot of projecting, talking about how terrible the Alibaba scooter is, but yet he said from the same mouth that he's the one who supply it. Now, how is it that you're the one supplying Alibaba with terrible scooters for people to buy that's going to break down? Doesn't that say a lot about your business practices, Mr. Dualped? Damn, you done messed up, bruh. Seriously, you done messed up. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.